Yo guys, what's going on? It's Acez here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be checking out how to max out your vitality skill here in PvE Tarkov. Do me a favor, make sure you're dropping a like on this one here today, and of course, make sure you're subscribed to the channel for more PvE content. We had a couple super thanks shoutouts we have to do real quick, then we'll hop into it. I'm pretty sure I missed IB's super thanks the other day, and if I already shouted him out, then he's getting another one. It's not going to be something that I do too often, but I've been super busy with the content and IRL stuff, so I think I might have missed IBs, and I definitely want to make sure, just in case I did, that I get to him for dropping the 15. So he said, shut up and take my money. For real, though, your guides help me out for leveling up fast and efficiently. Can't wait to try this out in my reserve and factory grinds. Can't wait to see more videos like this soon. And that was on the search skill video, so here we are on Vitality. Hopefully IB is building a hell of a PMC, grinding up them skills. Appreciate the support, IB, and if I did miss your super thanks the other day, sorry for being a day late. And then the final one here today is going to be from Sub UK with the 250 check bucks. That equals about 10 USD if you were wondering. He said, thanks for all the PvE videos. They're always a big help and enjoyable to watch. Do you have any tips on where to find military power filters? Having a real hard time finding those. I think we all are, my friend. I do have a couple of spots and tips, but it's not really a surefire method to get them. So the honest answer is no. Just play a lot of reserve. That's where I've gotten literally all of my military filters. I don't know if you can actually get them like on every single map or if they are like map specific like reserve, but you know, just loot a lot on reserve, kill stuff, search scavs, search bags. I will have a video coming out on it at some point, but I have not found a super efficient method yet to actually get those, so I don't really have any super solid advice, but just play a lot of reserve. That's pretty much all I can give you, but thank you so much for your support. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Vitality here today, and most of you should be a fairly low level on Vitality, and that is because of the old armor system. The way it was working for the longest time in PvE is you get shot once and you're dead. Armor simply did not work. The AI were always shooting you in spots that had no coverage, or the armor simply was not working, or you're getting shot once, but it's registering 3 bullets. You know, it was all fucked. So basically, the only time your vitality skill went up is when you died. And unfortunately, you're not getting a whole bunch of vitality skill because you're dying once. You know, you're taking like 435 hit points of damage. That levels you up a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're not going to really be able to level that up super fast. I think I was like max traders and I was still like level 2 on vitality. It was not pretty and it was not great. So when it comes to actually leveling the skill up now with the new armor systems, just getting in your normal combat, you know, assuming you are wearing some decent armor, you're going to start to level this up very naturally. But because of the old armor system, we're all very behind when it comes to what our vitality should be at. So with this guide here today, I'm going to give you a little bit riskier of a method to go ahead and level up vitality. And I'm going to give you a super safe method. We are going to be heading into an offline raid so I can show you while not being disturbed. But the concepts will apply to the other maps as well. So we're going to head into an offline factory for the example today. But when it comes to, you know, like what you want to do, I would highly recommend you find a safe area to either get a bleed or find some barbed wire. But before we do hop into that raid, I want you to make sure you have a Propital on you or have an ETG on you. Have one of those stims on you, something that you can heal for the bleed method. When it comes to the barbed wire method, you can still use a Propital if you want, but you definitely don't need an ETG, and it is something you can probably manually heal from if you're in a relatively safe area. So let's go ahead and hop in a factory, and let me show you what to do to level up vitality. All right, so we are here at the barbed wire on factory, but I forgot to tell you what the elite level skills do and what the skill does normally on its own. So we need to do that really quick. The skill on its own is going to reduce your bleeding chance, and it's going to reduce the chance of death from losing a limb. So that is what Vitality does on its own. When you get the elite level, which is level 50 plus 100 points, which is basically a level 51, you're going to have increased health regen in combat, which is cool, but you also are going to get all bleeding stopping on their own. So if you get a light bleed, a heavy bleed, assuming you do not bleed out, like you are on super low health or something, those bleeds within a few seconds will go away. You will not have to use a hemostat. You will not have to use a bandage. You will not have to use any kind of med kit to stop a bleed. They will go away on their own. So that is a super beneficial skill, especially if you are just running away or you don't have time, or maybe you have to, you know, pop a PK, something like that. That is an amazing elite level skill. So you can see we're at 75.7 on our vitality. And unfortunately, the skill gain for vitality is still very slow, even though armor is working. Basically, every 5 points of damage you take to your health, so every 5 points, I said 435 earlier, I meant 440. Every 5 points of health you lose, you will get 0.01 points of skill every single time you take 5 damage. Now, I believe it will go up slightly faster until you are at your first skill point. So when we're at 76.7, our leveling speed will start to decrease. So right there it says leveling speed increased 129%. So we're going to get a little more than that 0.01 for the first bit. So let me show you here the barbed wire. We're just going to run through it. And also, if you wanted to, you could crouch, so you're doing more damage to the rest of your body. And, you know, it really depends on where you're at, on what map, what situation, if this is going to make sense for you to do. But when it comes to our vitality, you can see we have gone up 0.19. And as for our health, we are down to 366. So if you're going to do the full body in the barb, you'd probably want to have a Propital on. But if you're just going to, you know, do your legs and maybe your stomach, then you can just use your med kit to heal up when it comes to, you know, just damaging a couple limbs. So it's kind of dependent on your situation, where you're at, what map you're on, and if there's any AI near you or anything like that. So basically, you just run through the barbed wire a bunch of times to farm up your vitality and do it until you're bored or your leveling speed is decreased so much that it just doesn't make sense to sit here and do it. But that's the first method. It's extremely boring, and it just kind of is what it is. Alright, so the next method is going to be getting a bleed. And the best way to get a bleed is actually by breaking your legs, blacking out your limbs, jumping from a high up place. That is the best way. Now, when you get a bleed, you will get 0.3 skill points just for getting the bleed, and then the blood loss will continue to damage you, and you'll continue to get vitality points. Light bleeds are the easiest to manage. Heavy bleeds are going to give you the most points, but are a little bit harder to manage. So maybe for a heavy bleed, you want to use an ETG. For a light bleed, you want to use a Propital, something like that. Both of those health regen stims. So let's see if we can grab a bleed here. It's a double break. Alright, there we go. So we just got ourselves a bleed. And I do have an ETG on. So I should actually be able to serve kit this leg. And it should heal it instantly to where the bleed won't disappear. If that makes sense. So if you're going about it this method, if you do have like an ETG on or something, you should be able to do this. At least I believe so. Let me just verify that for you. Yeah. So you get the leg on in time. I think the Propital will also get you that leg on as well. So we're going to put the other leg on real quick. Actually, I think our ETG just wore off, so that's actually a bit of bad timing. But we did just tick on the bleed as well, so we might be able to get it back on in time. Yeah, we got it. Alright, so basically, now you're just going to keep the bleed. You're not going to heal the bleed. You're going to do whatever you do in your raid, and you're going to pop your Propital. It's a light bleed. You know, ETG, they don't last nearly as long as the Propital does. And you can see here, we are beating the health regen. So basically now you just level up your vitality skill. And one of the stims is bumping this way up. But you can see this raid, we have gotten 1.3 on our skill points. And our leveling speed has now gone down to a neutral amount. It is not increased by a huge percent, but it's not decreased yet. The moment we get to the 2 on the skill point gain per raid, we should start to see that decrease in leveling. So this is something that you can also increase your surgery skill with if you're doing it the solo method. If you are playing with friends, if you are loading into raids with duo, trio, whatever, you guys can actually get a high bleed chance ammunition and bring in a pistol and just shoot each other once in the leg. And if you don't get a bleed, you can heal that leg and then get shot again until you get a bleed. And then once you have that bleed, you can just bring a bunch of propitols in and you don't have to worry about anything else, when it comes to just doing any micromanaging of medkits and doing any surgeries because you have to jump off of a high area. You don't have to worry about any of that if you are playing with friends. But if you are doing it solo, I think jumping off of something is the easiest way to get a bleed, besides, putting yourself in danger with a scav. So that is the guide for Vitality. It's not pretty. It's not great. It's not, super attractive. If you do want to bring in more ETGs and once you get a bleed, if you want to combine that, with the barbed wire to take even more damage, you can do that. You can do both at the same time. Just make sure you are keeping an eye on, how much damage you're taking by walking through the barb with the bleed as well. Especially if you're putting your legs back on, you have significantly less HP. Just micromanage your PMC, keep an eye on your health, and you should be fine. And you'll start to level up that Vitality. You need it for a few different things, some tasks, some hideout stuff, I think, as well. So you do need it. It's a slow grind. It's slow to level up, but sometimes you just have to grind out some of the skills to get some of the things you need to get done in Escape from Tarkov. So hopefully this guide helps you out. Even if you're farming this like crazy, every single raid is going to take you a very long time. I didn't do the math on this one, but I would assume, 1,000 or 2, maybe even more raids. So, don't plan on getting elite level Vitality anytime soon. But, assuming we don't get any fast ones pulled on us or anything like that, hopefully we will get all of our skills elite level in a couple years. Maybe. Crossing our fingers. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you're leaving that like. Make sure you're subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.